Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Soccer Bowl 1985. Tonight, the Norristown Eagles taking on the Knights of Bishop Kenrick in a crosstown rivalry in a second annual matchup between these two soccer ball clubs. Before we begin the ball game, though, tonight, folks, we'd like to have you meet a few of the people who are involved with the Hello Columbus 1992 committee. The proceeds from this game this evening are going towards the committee and the purpose of the committee. And what I'd like to do is introduce the folks here who have helped out and have been instrumental in putting forth the Hello Columbus 1992 committee and give you a feeling of what this system is all about and what the purpose is for Hello Columbus 1992. Briefly, I'd like to make a couple introductions before we begin. To my far left, Mrs. Cass Carlin, a volunteer of the Hello Columbus Committee. To her immediate right, Mr. Sam Vallone, councilman from Norristown. To my immediate left, Dr. James Holton, superintendent of the Norristown schools. Moving to my right, in front, Mr. Dick Constable, his brother, Mr. Joe Constable, Mr. Joe Rainey, and the chairman of the Hello Columbus 1992, Lieutenant Hank Sisko. And Hank, I know you're excited about this ball game.
Yeah, this is great. It is a big crowd. I think we broke a record here. I think there's more people watching the soccer game in Norristown than the whole state of Pennsylvania. So we're happy. This is part of our group, and it takes a lot of people to put something like this together. So I just want you to, I thought we'd get them together here so you can meet them.
Well, I know you also want to thank Mr. Mike Roman, who's handled the publicity this evening and coordinating the activities tonight. And, of course, Hello Columbus 1992 is not only a project to erect a monument to Christopher Columbus here in Norristown, it's also being used as an educational tool. And, Dr. Holton, I know the school district has been involved really from the inception of the committee.
That's right. I don't think there's anything more important for our youngsters than to know about the great explorers who meant so much to our country. And in addition to that, I think this whole project is bringing the entire community together. And I'm very, very excited about what the Norristown Area School District and the community can do to work together in this outstanding work.
And Mr. Vallone, as a member of Norristown Borough Council and a person who's been a community leader for many years, what's your impression of the Hello Columbus 1992 committee?
Well, I think it's super. I think that all of council is behind this, and like our superintendent said, I think that it's good for the people to have a hero, have people that they can look up to that have made significant contributions to our country.
Absolutely. And Mrs. Carlin, I know you're out here this evening taking tickets for us and everything. Can you tell me how you got involved with the committee and its projects?
Well, Hank told me what he intended to do, and it sounded like such a great project, and I was glad that I can be of some help.
Thank you for being with us this evening. And Hank, let me ask you in just a moment here, I'm sure a lot of the folks have seen the television coverage that we've done on Norristown Cable, and also, of course, the fine reporting by Dan Kelly and members of the Times-Herald who have given super attention to this issue. Could you just give us really briefly an explanation of what exactly Hello Columbus 1992 is striving to accomplish?
Well, we're going to accomplish something that 12 Italian immigrants came to Norristown, and they started to set up a little monument out in Elmwood Park. And they dedicated a little stone, and they said, on this site will be erected a monument for Christopher Columbus. Well, the Depression hit, and the money had to be given back to the people. And the stone was just laid out there for many, many years until last December, when I observed the thing was broken, and I called Dr. Holton, the superintendent, and also the two constable brothers and Mr. Momorello. And I'll tell you, they just put gas in my tank, and off we got. We got everybody. We got doctors, lawyers, and businessmen, and even got Mayor Rizzo and Tom Lasorda. We got a lot of people that are really, and small people. In fact, the guy today, I told him we should be wearing purple on Columbus Day, and he had a purple necktie. I said, gee, that's great. He took it off and gave it to me. So the enthusiasm is great, see? So I just want to thank the education. I mean, they got a project going in the school for all the kids. That it's really, I got to thank the school district and Dr. Holton and the Constable brothers and everybody, and Mike Roman. What a terrific, we got the Norristown High School band out here. It's great. So I want these other people to, you know, bob and weave.
Let me just ask the constables. I know you fellas used to live right across the street from where the new monument is supposed to be erected. How did you get involved with this besides Hank calling you on the phone and say, hey, I don't believe this happened? What's your involvement? Is it from an educational standpoint?
From both, I guess. Right across my left shoulder, I was raised over there on Harding Boulevard, and I've been coming to this field since I was 6 years old. And I was very familiar with the stone on that 25-foot square plot over there in Elmwood Park. We used to play around that stone and jump on it and sit on it, and as Hank once said, all the kids thought Columbus was buried there, and I thought that too. But I think it's great. I've met a lot of people, parents here and students. It's a nice community gathering, and even it's promoting soccer and also promoting the completion of that monument that we hope to have completed by 1992.
Super. Mr. Constable, I know, Mr. Rainey, that you've helped with the architectural design for what we're trying to come up with, or at least some gleanings as to what possibly might be used. Could you fill us in a little bit about what's going on in that sector?
I've only been involved with some of the planning, and this is far from a finished product today. We've got a lot of work to do, and it's one opportunity for the whole borough to get together one great project.
Thank you. Mr. Constable, would you like to add anything to what's been said?
To say a few things. You know, coming from Italian heritage, we're particularly proud of this country. Was named by an Italian, discovered by an Italian, and named for an Italian, America. But I always remember what our spiritual leader here said, that it's not just an Italian effort, because Columbus didn't discover Italy, he discovered America. I always remember that, and I think that's important, and a lot of credit has to go to this individual because he's the spirit and the will behind the whole idea.
Gentlemen, thank you, and Mrs. Carlin, too. I'm happy that you're all here this evening. It should be a super event. Of course, the main attraction here tonight is Norristown High versus Bishop Kenrick in soccer. We're going to be bringing you all that action and the play-by-play. But please don't forget, the purpose here this evening is to help support Hello Columbus 1992, and during the broadcast, I'll be giving you the address where you can send donations, and also giving a little bit more information about Hello Columbus 1992. Gentlemen, thank you all for being here, and good luck to both Norristown and Bishop Kenrick.
Very good.
Thank you.
Folks, before we bring you tonight's soccer game, we'd like you to meet two more people who are intimately involved with Hello Columbus 1992. To my left, Mr. Dan Kelly, a reporter with the Times-Herald, who's done extensive coverage of this project since its inception by Hank Cisco. And to my right, Mr. Harry Balella, adjutant of the local Catholic War Veterans Post. Mr. Balella, you first. I know you're out here tonight, and I know you've been involved for several months with this project, and it's good to see you out collecting tickets tonight. How are things going at the gate?
Extremely well. Everybody's cordial. I'm glad to see such a fine turnout.
How did the Catholic War veterans become involved with the project?
Well, ever since the end of World War II, we've taken an active role in anything that's worthy. And this is certainly a worthy cause.
Absolutely, and thank you for being here this evening. Dan, I wanted to ask you, I mean, you've written a ton of articles about Hello Columbus 1992, and I read all of them too, I want to tell you that. I think the Times-Herald deserves untold praise for its support of this effort, and you know, how did you become involved with the project?
Well, Hank Cisco, Lieutenant Cisco, has a tendency to light a fire under anyone.
Oh, you really?
I'm sure you know that. But actually what happened was I did a bit of research for him, and I ended up writing a story about the research that I had done because my editors thought it was a good idea. After that, I continued my research. I began to attend the meetings, and my editors gave me their full support. In fact, the publisher, Dave John, gave me his full support, and he said that it sounds like a good community interest type project for the newspaper to do. Since then, it's just been a week-to-week thing, covering the events and the achievements and fundraisers and events such as the soccer game tonight.
Well, I know that the committee has come a long way since its inception back at the beginning of 1985, and events such as the soccer game are just one more thing, folks. Remember to pay attention to the Times-Herald and Dan Kelly's articles, and notices you'll see on the Norristown High cable channel about upcoming events, because this is going to be an ongoing event until the monument is erected in Elmwood Park, and also through 1992, which is the 500th anniversary of Columbus's discovery of America. Gentlemen, thank you for being here this evening, and also thank the Times-Herald and the Catholic War veterans for their support of this very worthy cause. We'll be back in just a moment.
Watch number 8.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're just about ready to play soccer here at Roosevelt Field. I'm Jeff Brandon here with Bob Brandt, former head coach of PW Soccer, and we're going to be bringing you the play-by-play of this contest between the Eagles of Norristown and then the Golden Knights of Bishop Kenrick. And Bob, coming into this ball game, two soccer clubs, I suppose this is their last game of the year. It's kind of a crosstown rivalry. Any Norristown-Kenrick matchup has got to be influenced by that rivalry. But what do you think coming into this ball game? Who's the favorite tonight?
Personally speaking, I cannot give you an opinion about Kenrick because I haven't seen them play. I've watched Norristown a number of times this year, And this is a down year for Norristown. League-wise, they haven't won a game all season. And Kenrick, league-wise, has only won 2 games. So the records indicate both teams are doing poorly in their league, but that doesn't count in this game. This is winner take all tonight. And as we know, last year, Kenrick came out a little bit stronger and a little more disciplined and won the game. This year, hopefully, both teams, as you can see, were really up sky high tonight. And I hope it's a controlled ball game and it's not just a kick and run after the ball, but I'd have to go with Kenrick tonight.
Who are the big players for Kenrick, Bob? I know they've got Hull, who was the MVP last year. They've lost a couple players, though. Where do they stand? I know you haven't seen them play, but besides Hull, is there anybody that Norristown has to fear tonight?
Well, as you mentioned, Eddie Hull was first team All-Catholic League last year, and he is a big goal scorer for them. They do have to watch him. As far as on the line, Steve Mahoney is a right wing, a 10th grader, and he can score some goals from out there. They have to keep an eye on him. Kenrick is a young team this year. They have, I think, 5 guys on the varsity squad altogether, only starting 4 seniors in the starting team. So
wow.
It's a young team, and it's something that Coach Fran Rupert has something to look forward to in the years to come.
And what about John Blackman's Eagles? He's got Steve Monastero in goal this year, and I noticed that Jason Kang is back from last year's team. A couple other names look familiar to me. But where's the Eagles' strong point of attack?
Well, the Eagles have a Carbone, Vinny Carbone up front, who is very skilled for his position, and he's probably the most skilled player on the Norristown squad. Not supposedly, but is the most skilled player on the team. And they're going to have to watch him. The only thing is he can become frustrated if they continue to beat him to the ball and take it away from him. He'll become frustrated and he'll lose his interest and his enthusiasm very quickly. As you said, Jason Kang is back on defense. And again, Norristown is a fairly young team. They're only starting 5 seniors, and the rest of them are either juniors or sophomores. So both squads have a majority of juniors or sophomores on the team. So we may see a lot of mistakes out here tonight, but you learn by playing.
Okay, Bob, what I'm going to do is, since your expertise is with soccer and mine isn't, I want you to jump in whenever you feel it's necessary so we get most of the technical aspects of this broadcast correct. I'm sure most of the viewers out there are not as familiar perhaps with soccer as they might be with football or basketball. So what we're going to try and do, folks, is give you a little bit of analysis about what's going on the field so it just doesn't look like a bunch of guys kicking the ball back and forth.
Let me first of all tell you right now, they're using a FIFA rule, and they're using 3 officials on a field tonight. And if you can get a close, or not a close-up, but back up and see the 3 officials, you have 1 official in the center of the field. You have 2 officials on each sideline, which call the out of bounds, can call pushing or shoving, and they will raise a flag at any time. As you notice, the official down here to the left has a yellow flag out, and he's also pointing the direction of which the ball is to be thrown in. And it's easier for the man in the middle he's in charge, and he blows the whistles. But the guys on the sidelines also can blow whistle and make calls if they feel that something's being done or a rule is being broken. Now I guess we have some kind of.
Took too many steps there.
I don't know what we have a direct kick. It must have been a pushing or shoving there.
Yeah, I believe number 15 for Norristown, Dave Scott, was called for pushing.
All right, so we have Norristown going from our left to our right, controlling the ball. Now, that was a cross. That's a wing, and it crosses into the center. It was a good try, and it came out to. There's Mike Serini. I know a couple of these Norristown kids. 16. He's coming for the ball right now. And if you notice, he stopped for the ball. The man with the flag waved the flag, and it's Norristown's ball. Mike happens to be a sophomore, 10th grader, and he's a big boy, and strong throw in there.
And in goal for Norristown tonight, folks, is Steve Monastero, a senior for the Eagles, and for the Knights, goalkeeper Mark Martella, a junior. And as Bob mentioned, Norristown in their home white uniforms, Bishop Kenrick in their all green uniforms with the gold trim.
right, we have a push on Norristown, I believe there, so you'll have a direct kick coming out. They had a throw-in up close to the goalpost, tried to go for a long throw-in with a play in front of the net. And the referee called that push. There was 5 Kenrick guys and 1 Norristown man. That was Rob Landis. No, I'm sorry.
And Mike Serini up to Jason Kang. Nice defensive play by Kenrick. That's Ed Hull, number 8. He's the player who's been around the ball the most for the night so far, and he's got it again.
All right, now he's got to watch moving the ball up the wing. He should cross that ball into the middle when he gets it up there. And he must have gone out of bounds with it. Eddie Hall has it back again. Nice pass. Little give and go, and Norristown breaks it down.
Oh, collision there, folks.
Now there's where officials should call play on, because Kenrick controlled the ball after the hit. And it was a foul against Norristown, but being as Kenrick controlled the ball and had to play, they should be allowed to continue that play. They have momentum going with them. Both Norristown and Kenrick are playing 4 defensemen or 4 fullbacks, coming out with 3 halfbacks and 3 linemen.
Bob, of course in soccer you're dealing with forwards, midfielders, and fullbacks. For those of us who are a little bit less knowledgeable, what's the distinction between positions?
All right, Norristown right now has just kicked the ball. That fullback is the defenseman. And if I'm trying to, you have 4 white shirts, and right now they're in a diamond. If you look at the 4 white shirts, they're your 4 fullbacks. 18, they're over the ball. There's 4 of them. In fact, there's 6 guys. The 2 halfbacks also backed up. But your fullbacks are your last line of defense. In front of the fullbacks are your midfielders or halfbacks, and both teams are playing with 3 of them across the field. So you have a center halfback, a right halfback, and a left halfback. And in front of the halfbacks, you have your linemen, which will be made up of your center line or your striker, and your wings. Use your right and left wing, and the object for the wings is to make sure they stay out wide to draw the defense out or to make the field play as wide as possible. And of course you have the goaltender, which is the only man on the field that's allowed to use his hands. We have a direct kick from Kenrick here, and it looks like the Norristown captain would be asking for an explanation of why. And you get his explanation. Referee sets the ball up. Now Norristown will try to stay as close to the ball as possible, and if Kenrick goes on the inside, and then they would be offsides. So they'll probably try to chip the ball over their head and run onto the ball, which they did. Monasterio came out and made a nice play.
And Monasterio again. Jason Kang for Norristown. Just real quickly, folks, to give you the starters for Norristown High. Number 8, Randy Heaps. Number 11, Vinny Carbone at forward. At midfield, number 4, Eric Kleinschmidt. Number 19, Joe Balcom. Number 24, Jason Kang. Also out there, number 21, Pete Lozaglov. And the fullbacks, number 13, Tom Cunningham. Number 15, Dave Scott. Number 18, Jeff Beadle. And number 7, Steve Storty. And on the field for Bishop Kenrick, number 6, Matt Anasowitz, number 8, Ed Hull, number 12, Mario Calabrehi, number 10, Steve Maloney, number 5, your captain, Steve Dollarton, number 14, Leo Kachara, Dollarton and Kachara at midfield, and the fullbacks, number 7, Anthony Fortescue, number 16, Fred Shaughnessy, and number 4, Earl Kelly, and also out there, number 3, Scott Pacella. Correction there, that's Sam Bacella. Well, folks, if you just joined us, we have 12:46 remaining in the first half. Scoreless game.
They are playing halves tonight. I know Suburban 1, which is the district league that Norristown belonged to, they play quarters. I guess the Catholic League plays halves because that's what the JVs played today also.
So it'll be 2 20-minute halves then?
2 40-minute halves.
2 40-minute halves. 30-minute halves? They're playing quarters. They're playing 2 20-minute quarters.
No, we're supposed to play playing halves.
Okay, folks, I see what the problem is here. We've got 12:08 remaining on the clock. They're supposed to be playing halves, but I don't believe the score clock goes beyond 20 minutes. So what we've got is a situation where we're going to time it on quarters. And so actually we have 31 minutes and 56 seconds remaining in the first half rather than 12 minutes. Apologize for that misinformation there. Seemed like that 30 minutes just whizzed by, didn't it? But that's what happens when only 10 minutes have elapsed.
Neither team has really been able to mount any consistent threat. Neither team is able to control the ball. What you want to see is passing back and forth, give and goes, and neither team is able to continually pass the ball, and it's
there's an opening there.
Part of the problem is youth, inexperience.
A nice play that time by Monastero. Kenrick had an opportunity.
Kenrick had a nice opportunity. They had Mark Kraskowitz broke in there. I think he just tried to pass it in front of the net to his other teammate. And maybe it was a result of too many passes instead of taking this shot. Yeah, I was going to do it at down or something like that.
And Bob, a pretty nice crowd here tonight for this soccer game on a brisk October evening.
I think we have a lot more than we had last year here.
Very impressive. I give Hank Cisco and Mike Roman and the respective school districts a lot of credit for getting folks out here.
Yes, Mike, like last year, he did an excellent job. He put a lot of work and a lot of time in this, and like I said, Hank Cisco also put a lot of time in.
And of course, Mike's title this year, Special Projects Chairman for the Hello Columbus 1992 Committee, and Hank Cisco is General Chairman of that same committee.
There.
Oh.
Well, Norristown had an opportunity there, was unable to capitalize on it. They had a couple chances to put the ball in the net.
And that was Carbone with a shot on goal, well, just off to the left side of the keeper. Now this is a 6-yard kick?
This is what's called a 6-yard kick, yes. This is anytime the ball crosses over the end line, the opposite team gets a 6-yard free kick. It has to travel outside the 18 before anybody else can touch it again. One problem with the field tonight, and there's really nothing you can do about it, but it's tough for us up here. Watch this. All right, Monastero has another save. The colors for the soccer field are in yellow, and they're very difficult to distinguish
you
from
really
up here.
can't see them from up here.
And looking at the monitor, the only lights or lines that we see are the white lines. So you can totally disregard the white lines down on the field.
Yeah, those white lines certainly are deceiving, and as Bob said, we remind you at home, you see something that looks like it's out of bounds. It might not be yet because the soccer field is a little bit wider than a football field and a little bit shorter.
All right, there's one. Nope, again, misplay, miscues. It's,
Nice pass that time.
unable to control the ball, and a sliding tackle.
Nice tackle that time by number 6 of Kenrick, Matt Anasowitz.
On Randy Heaps from Norristown. Again, this is the same play Norristown tried a number of times. They have Mike Serini thrown in and watch the long throw in front of the net, hopefully get a head ball on it and direct. Uh-oh.
Now, I saw Jason Kang come away from that ball. Does he have to come away from it, or was he looking for a bounce?
No, I think he was looking for a bounce. I think he realized the goaltender had the play, but the only thing is the goaltender went up to spike the ball, and he didn't have control of the spike, put it over his head, and almost put it into the net. Norristown missed a goal opportunity to capitalize on that ball because it bounced right in front of the net, and they were unable to put it in.
They certainly did. Looked like it was goal time for the Eagles.
Corner kick right now. It's a nice corner kick coming right in. They got to get the shot off, and it goes 6-yarder coming out.
Now that time, number 16 for the Eagles. Mike Serini got his foot into it, but couldn't get anything on it. Kenrick defenders in his way. Ball's out of bounds here on the near sideline.
I don't know whether you can look right now. You can see that yellow line right in front of Mike where he's throwing in. It's kind of difficult to pick up on the monitor. But that ball is inbounds. Again, somebody's got to bring that ball down and control it. Now there's a control. That's a nice trap. There's a good pass if it was to somebody, but it goes to the other team, and they're just kicking the ball. They are not controlling it. Now Randy Heaps controls it. But now he just kicks it, and there isn't anybody there to receive it. This is what we call kicking and running after the ball. Another official blew his whistle, but I did not see the signal of what the call is. When they make a call, they are supposed to give you a hand signal what it is. He's also supposed to give you a hand signal for the direct or indirect, and I didn't see either hand go up.
Oh. Nice pass by Kang to Carbone. Oh.
And there's a shot, and it's wide.
I'll tell you, Anthony Fortescue broke that play up. Jason Kang's pass to Vinny Carbone. Carbone failed to control, and Fortescue broke it up.
Failed to control, or the big thing out here, it's people are not controlling the ball, and it's so important for the younger soccer players coming up to be able to control the ball. When it comes to you, be able to control it to your feet and move forward.
We have 25 minutes remaining in the first half, folks. Of course, this is a non-league competition, Norristown and Kenrick. And this game being brought to you by the Norristown Area School District under the direction of Mr. Tony Koya. Our camera persons tonight are Chad Harp and Denise McCoskey.
Norristown just had another opportunity, lost the ball, and Kenrick broke up field. But again, Kenrick was unable to complete more than 2 passes up the field, and Norristown's now moving it down. Neither man from Norristown made a commitment, and Mario came right through and took the ball away. Now that referee on the sideline just put his flag up and indicated a tripping penalty. It is outside the 18. If it was inside the 18, it would be a penalty kick. This is a direct kick for the goal. He tries to chip it over to the, oh! It's not out yet. Wow. Kenrick just had an excellent opportunity to score. Steve Dollarton, a nice little chip shot. One of his men went up for a head ball, missed it, but Monastero was playing the head ball, and it went by him and hit the corner of the goalpost and bounced out.
Folks, we want to remind you that although this game being directly of benefit to the Hello Columbus 1992 committee, sponsorship still coming from the Triangle Club of Montgomery County, who sponsor the awarding of the Louis V. Koss Trophy that goes to the winner of this ball game. And folks,
we have substitutes going in right now. That's why we have the holdup.
Is there a limit on substitutions at all?
And there isn't any limit at all. The only thing is that you must have the ball in your possession to sub. Norristown has a throw-in, so they may sub. Kenrick cannot sub right now because they do not have control of the ball. And we had Alan Gervais just coming into the game for Norristown at halfback.
I do it all the time.
Oh, man. You'll hear more before the news over.
Yeah, we've just got a little kicking match here in center field.
That's what it looks like, ping pong game. And Norristown comes away with the ball. Now, they made a nice move. That was Kang.
Broken up that time by number 15 for Kenrick.
There's a wing. Now we'll take it out to the wing. He takes it into the corner. That's Vinny. And there'll be a throw in.
It certainly hasn't been a blistering pace so far.
You're right there. They're having trouble, like I said before. And I think it comes right down to inexperience. Young players on the field and not having enough experience. Norristown has had opportunity each time on that throw in and corner kicks, but have not been able to capitalize. Both teams right now have missed chances to score.
And Heaps that time was looking for someplace to go with the ball. The Kenrick defender knocked the ball over the sideline. There's Serini again with that long throw in, and it's headed out of bounds.
And we come back with a corner kick right now. And Serini's taking the corner kick. Now Mike put it out of bounds. I was on goal. If Mike had brought it out to about the 5-yard line is what you want to look for, 5 or 6. He put it right on the goal, and the goalie could catch it. Norristown made 3 passes in a row. That has to be tops for the game today.
Good D that time by Anasowitz. And Bob, I'm going to give the disclaimer that I give at every game that I do. If I'm mispronouncing a name, I apologize. We try our best, but inevitably someone's name gets mispronounced. And if that's the case, let us know, and next time we'll do a better job.
Thank you. I agree with you 100%. Mine goes, I go along with that. That was an illegal throw-in. If you looked at the throw-in must come directly from behind a person's head. And the Norristown man just took it from the top of his head and did not continue through.
And 19 minutes remaining in the first half in a scoreless ball game, Norristown against Kenrick. And we've seen some minor thrills here, but nothing really to speak of as yet.
Oh, here we go. Kenrick has a nice pass. What do we got? We got offsides. We have an offsides call by the linesman over here on the one side.
And now, when does offsides occur?
Anytime a person on the offensive team precedes the ball past the fullbacks, he's offsides. Unless the fullback is playing the ball and he kicks it back. There's a push on Norristown.
Ball out of bounds. A nice save by a fan.
All right, Kenrick now has 3-on-3. And Eddie Hall's taking it in the corner, controls the ball, brings it back, and now he should take a shot. He does, and right on Monastero.
Nice play by Hull, though. Good ball control.
Yes. That's Kang again. Nice, there's a pass. Nice little back to Kang, and he jumps into the man. But there, as the Kenrick man fires the ball down in frustration, he wanted a play-on call because he had control of the ball. Kang was down out of the play. Why shouldn't he be allowed to continue on? He's absolutely right in showing his frustration. And now the referee is cautioning him because he threw the ball down to the turf.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter whether you're right or wrong. If you're not wearing the black shirt, doesn't make too big a difference. Oh, another reason I never played soccer. Those shots to the head.
That's a dangerous play on Carbone.
You saw him cover up his head there when he went down.
Anytime a man's laying with his body on the ground near the ball, it's called a dangerous play and supposed to be blown right away by the official to stop an injury from occurring. Somebody coming in and trying to kick the ball and kicking someone's head instead. When you head a ball in soccer, it's exactly what you're supposed to do, is put your head to the ball so it doesn't hurt quite as much. When you let the ball hit your head, then it tends to hurt a little bit. Now there was a nice give and go, and he sent the guy down the wing, and he crosses it onto the field, but there isn't a Kenrick player there. That was a nice play. Well conceived and well worked out until the last pass. And that was Steve Dollarton again taking it down the sideline.
And we're back to midfield. Just to mention briefly, of course, the Norristown band played here this evening pre-game under the direction of Mr. Charles Horaho, and the Norristown JV cheerleaders are here this evening. Give a little bit of team support to the Norristown Eagles.
All right, Vinny Carbone has the ball down in the corner. Now he's looking over his field to see what to do with it. He tried to get it in to Kang. Kang has the ball, but he's going the wrong way. He has to turn around, either bring it back into the middle, but he did neither because the fullback, number 16, took it away for a minute, and that was Fred.
And Kang upset with himself. He just pushed the ball a little bit too far out in front.
The referee does not know any hand signals tonight. He is giving you a direct call for a ball, but he did not give us what the call was originally, what the foul was, or the penalty. He just marked off 10 yards. The opposite team, the defensive team in this case, has to stand at least 10 yards away from the ball. All right, Mark came out of the goal nice there, made a nice defensive play.
.20 left to go in the first half. Nothing.
Now Norristown's offsides right now. Number 4 is offsides. If you look down there, he is behind the defense.
Nice play by Kang.
That was a nice pass. Little pass freed him up. But however, they could not continue to make another pass, and they were breaking down by Kenrick. Now Kenrick's coming the other way. The man's dribbling. He's got to get rid of the ball. But he pass and a misplay. That's Steve Mahoney out there, right wing. One of the guys, one of the people that Fran Rupert told me to watch for this tonight that would do something. We have a direct kick and see if Kenrick can do something. But they're just going right for the goal. A little high and a little long.
Bob, just a general question about soccer in this area. Is youth soccer on the rise locally, or what's the status? I mean, you realize that soccer isn't the great American sport, but is it up and coming?
That's a definite yes. There's no question. You look at the newspapers at night, and you can see that Upper Marion has teams in the paper. Norristown has teams. West Norton has teams. East Norton has teams. Plymouth has teams. All like under 8, under 10, under 14, under 17, and they have traveling teams that travel around the country. So when I say country, I'm talking about Upper Marion goes as far as Lancaster area and plays games. They may go further than that for all I know, but yes, the kids can't get enough of it. And even if you look out here in the crowd tonight, I see a lot of guys that I went to high school with, and when I went to high school, they didn't even think about soccer. And they're out here with their kids on a team or just out here to enjoy the game. There's, I don't know whether that's Mahoney or not, but he did a nice job taking around the side of there and getting a shot off of the net. He did a nice job. I think it might be the right wing.
I think it was number 10, Steve Maloney.
Yes, he just made a nice pass to Hull. And Hull tries to juke around the fullback and couldn't make it.
Like a push there.
Now, Kenrick now has a corner kick. Let's see what kind of offense they set up here. They're lining 4 men up on the 18, and before that ball's kicked, they'll all probably take a different direction or run for the net, which they are. And whoa, nice play.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, Norristown should pull out quickly. All the defense should pull out of there. But they're just standing there, giving Kenrick the chance to move back in again. If they pulled out quickly, they'd set them off sides. We have another corner kick. Let's watch and see if we can do this again. You see they put 4 guys on the 18, and all 4 change directions. And Monasterio goes up this time and controls the ball. Last time he was unable to control the ball. The ball went back towards the net, and I don't know who got a head on it, but one of the fullbacks got a head on it before it went into net.
Absolutely. I'm sorry we couldn't catch the name and the number there for you, but it was a nice play by one of the Norristown fullbacks to get that ball out of danger.
There's a direct call. You see the referee with his hand out pointing the direction and one hand pointing towards the goal. We have a direct kick.
And that means the ball can go into the net without touching another player.
Without touching anyone, right. Indirect kick, he has to touch another player before it can go in the net. Now, if you look at these players, they're all pulling to this side of the field. The whole left side of that field is open, or right side, depending on which side you're going. But now we moved over. Kenrick moved it over, and there's 10 by himself. He tried, I would imagine he just tried to send Hull or somebody else up the right wing, unsuccessful. But at least they're trying to free a man. Now, what I'm talking about now, just the opposite, this side of the field. The players on that side, we have a wing. If we had a wing over here for Kenrick, it would be wide open. All right.
.9:12 remaining in the first half. We're still scoreless.
There's just a nice little triangular pass. He's looking down the field. He's looking for his man. And I guess he tried to put it through to Randy Heaps. Randy's got the ball. Oh, there's a takeout from behind. And it's a direct kick.
And that was Matt Anasowitz, number 6, and he's not happy with the call, but it looked like he certainly took Heaps down.
Now what Randy wants to do is put it about 5 yards out from the goaltender, sending his men running. His men should start moving for the net right now. They should start moving. They're not moving. They got to move. There it is. All right.
Oh, heck
Mark
of a
Matella,
play.
nice goal. Nice work by the goalie.
Moved out nicely to pick that ball out of the air. Norristown players were there.
That was where he wanted to put the ball. He had to get a guy there with a head. I guess it was any guy out there would have a head, right? It's tough to get somebody there without one.
I understood what you meant, Bob.
Anybody in soccer understood what I meant. Now that was a clean tackle because the man took the ball. He hit all ball, and the Norristown man. All right, here comes Hull. Let's see. Nice move to the inside, left foot, shot, but not much on it.
He did work the ball nicely though inside to get that kick off.
Moved the ball to his left foot, and he got a left-footed shot off. And that's the problem again. If I can say something to the younger soccer players around here, you have to learn both feet. Learn to use both feet. And he's set up on his left. He's on his left, and Norristown takes it away. Nice play.
That last tackle was number 18 for the Eagles, Jeff Beadle. Took it right away from Hull, and as you say, a clean tackle, all ball.
So anytime a younger player is practicing, even seniors in high school, as you watch these gentlemen out here, right and left feet are so being able to control the ball with both of them. And many of the students in today's game of soccer are not able to use both feet. There was a left foot, and it kicked it out of bounds. It didn't do anything. I see we have Pedro Andrews back again this year. Was here last year that stoned all the shooters in the goal. He'll be here at halftime. I see he's got some new shooters this year. They didn't invite me back. I guess I heard him last year. Now, what I was talking earlier in reference to the near and the far side of the field, now we just lost it. The near side of the field has all the players. If you look at the far side of the field, it's nobody over there. And that's why you want to spread the team out. You want to cross that ball to the far side.
Well, we're kind of winding down the first half of play with 5:30 remaining.
Now, there's a nice pass. Now, he's got to move the ball inside again. A little give inside. Give it to the inside. And he tried to juke around two players, and he can't do that. He had two men on him, and it's just very difficult to get around two when you're out in the wing.
I'll tell you what, Heaps is getting a lot of action here tonight on the right wing.
Yes, he is. I would continue to play him too because he's drawing two men over there. So it takes two men over. What he's got to do is put the ball back in the center very quickly because they're going to be, now he's got to move the ball to the inside. All right, now you can see here Eddie Hall broke past one fullback. Now he's got the next one, and he can't get by him, and can't dribble. You've got to pass the ball.
Nice play by Beadle for Norristown. And of course today, Bob, more than this main event of Norristown against Bishop Kenrick, several soccer games went on today. Bishop Kenrick and Norristown JV played, Cheltenham and Upper Merion JV, and then Cheltenham and Upper Merion varsity squads played in a suburban one-leg American contest, and now we're up to Bishop Kenrick and Norristown High.
Right, and I was able to come out and watch a couple of those games today. I missed the Cheltenham JV game, but I watched the Norristown Kenrick JV game, and it was a 1-0 Norristown victory, the goal being scored by Charlie Vasley, and he was scored about midway through the second half, and made a nice move to the inside and pulled the goalie pulled the goalie inside, and then just tucked the ball in the corner of the net. And that was all Norristown needed. And it was fairly typical of this game. A lot of up and down and not a lot of control work. I got to say this, Norristown has a little 28 on their team, the JVs. And he took a shot today, and he said he blew it, but he did hit a little high. But that's my son. He's out there for Norristown, and he did all right tonight. He's playing halfback for Norristown JV team. Kenrick now has a direct kick. And as you see Norristown again, is trying to hold Kenrick up. And they're marking the men man for man. If you see a man run, you'll see the Norristown man with him. Now, he hit a little too far, and Monastero was able to come out and hit the ball. He just wanted to chip it over the fullback's head, which he did a nice job. And Monastero's quick, and he's an aggressive goalie. Both goalies tonight look very aggressive and coming to the ball, and that's very important.
2:25 left to go in the first half.
The Cheltenham JV game, the Cheltenham JVs beat the Upper Marion JVs 2-0. I can't tell you anything about that game other than the fact that that's what the score was. The varsity game, Upper Marion, who has only lost one game this year, and I have to say they lost that to PW, the team that I've coached for the last 6 years. And this year, a gentleman named Bob Peffel's coaching them, and they're doing an excellent job in Suburban 1 American Division. There's, I think that's Ed with a left foot again. Nice shot. Oh, upper left-hand corner and a little high. Yes, it was. That was Eddie Hall. I thought it was him.
He put some foot into that ball.
Yes, he's using his left foot like it should be used.
Heck of a kick, just off.
But Norristown's defense is holding him out. I mean, he took that shot from about 20 yards, 25 yards out, and that's a long shot. But it was a good shot, and it was up in the far corner where the goalie would have a tough time getting it. Kenrick is putting on some pressure. They've had this ball up at this end for the last couple minutes. And we have a call now. I don't know what it is. Looks like a direct kick. No, I guess it's a throw-in. It's a throw-in. And they have another one. It's quick. Throw-in you can do as quickly as possible. That was a nice play by the fullback. Was that Kang again came through that play?
Looked like Kang who had the head, yes.
Well, there they are. There's 2 shots in the last 30 seconds on goal.
I'll tell you, Monastero's been in the right place tonight. He certainly had more shots on goal to tend with than Mark Martella has. Nice play by Heaps.
Play by Heaps. But again, he's got to move that ball from this side to the far side of the field.
There's Hull again. No, it's not. That's Maloney.
Maloney's got a man on the right side. Tries to give it to him. Oh, Monastero's out. It was a nice little chip. He tried to chip it right in there, and it almost worked.
And that time, Monastero denied Eddie Hull a shot. And we're almost at the end of the first half, folks.
There it is. Well, again, 2 defensemen on him. He's got to move the ball, or they got to have to cross the ball.
And there we are at the end of the first half, and scoreless, Bob, 0-0. An interesting first half, and Bob and I will be back in just a moment with a little synopsis. Folks, we're here at halftime in a scoreless ball game between Norristown and Bishop Kenrick. We're knotted at 0-0, and I'm here with Mike Roman, Special Projects Coordinator for the Low Columbus 1992 Committee, and the gentleman who basically put today's events together. Mike, what's your reaction here at halftime after today's events?
Well, first of all, I'm surprised at the score. Norristown, I can't believe they're tie score with Kenrick. Kenrick is really a strong team. The Norristown kids are just digging down and fighting them, but Kenrick is really a superior team as far as skills are concerned. But in this game, there's so much emotion involved, anything can happen.
What about the aspect, Bob and I were talking about it, it seems like nobody's controlling the ball really. It's a lot of back and forth.
Well, that helps Norristown because they don't have the level of skill that Kenrick has. A kick-and-run game will help the team with the less skills. In this particular case, Norristown is fighting a little harder, but I'm afraid they're going to wear down. They look a little tired the last 10 minutes of the half.
Of course, why we're all here tonight and what brings a lot of people together is the Whole Columbus Project. how have things gone today at the gate with promoting soccer?
Well, I think it's great. I mean, look at the crowd here. It's a terrific, this is a great crowd even for college soccer. And we're trying to get enthusiasm, get the people out to play, and get the Hello Columbus projects off the ground. This is a special project. We want to make our expenses, of course, and make a couple bucks for Hello Columbus, but the main reason is to get people out here to see them play soccer. And if you notice behind us, the celebrity shootout, this is one thing that was very popular last year. We brought it back this year just to keep that fan support. That's super, Mike. And do you expect this project to go on in the future? Do you expect Soccer Bowl 3, Soccer Bowl 4, that sort of thing? Well, I hope so, but it's an awful lot of work. We may curtail some of the activities because we only have 4 or 5 people that are really working on it. It's a lot of work. The program itself is a lot of work if you've noticed it. It's a hardcover copy, and it's a lot of work getting that together, getting the teams together. This year, of course, we had Upper Marion and Cheltenham, which helped. I think they brought some people here. And next year, I don't know if we'll keep the same format or go to a doubleheader, possibly a triple header, or maybe go back just Kenrick and Norristown. We'll come to that. But I mean, we'll make that decision later on down the line. But I think we will have Soccer Bowl 3 because this is really a very plus for soccer. I mean, it's just building. It's our second year, and the crowd's just tremendous. Mike, thank you. I know you're busy here tonight. Thank you for taking time at halftime to come up and chat with us briefly. This is a big night for soccer, and of course, promoting soccer is our goal tonight. Helping the Hello Columbus 1992 is also a goal for this evening's game. Again, Mike, thank you. We'll be back with soccer in just a moment. Okay, thanks. Hey, thanks for your job. I really. I agree with it. I bet you do. All right, folks, we're back. Just about ready to begin our second 40 minutes of intense Norristown rivalry soccer. The Eagles and the Knights tonight. And as Mike Roman just said, if the Eagles can keep in this kick and run kind of ball game, they've got a shot to beat the Knights. Bishop Kenrick going from left to right on your screen, folks. Once again, they're in their dark green uniforms. The Eagles in their home white. Shot on goal, wide to the far side. Monastero out there for the save. Oh, yeah. Pizza? I didn't eat that. And the ball's out of bounds on the far sideline. It'll be Norristown's possession for a throw-in. And once again out of bounds, this time the Knights. If you missed that first half of play, folks, both squads sort of a little bit disorganized on the field. Scoreless first half. Bishop Kenrick towards the end of the first half had several good opportunities. Eagles able to stop a goal, however. Steve Monastero with a couple nice saves. Ed Hull really hasn't been that big a factor in this ball game, although he's had possession, and there he's got it right now, but a good defensive play by the Eagles. Tom Cunningham that last time knocked the ball out of bounds on the tackle.
McDonald's. No. I'm off the drink.
And an offsides against Bishop Kenrick. Bring the ball back the other way. Well, folks, it hasn't been the most exciting soccer game of the 1980s. But it has been close. It's 0-0. We're in the second half. We've got 35 minutes to play in this ball game. And Mike Roman mentioned to me that at halftime, they've instituted a special rule for this ball game. Should it end in a tie, we'll go to 10 minutes of sudden death overtime.
Well, Jeff, I know what it feels like what they talk about coming up from the field at halftime. So I had to wait at the elevator to get a ride up here. So there goes Eddie Hall with the ball again. A little push on 17, or he kept pushing 17. Manuel comes back.
Yeah, Kang had a little bit of room there. It looked like the official stopped him from moving upfield that time. And we want to thank Hank Cisco for the pizza and root beer we have here at halftime. We got the leftovers, it looks like, up here in the press box for safekeeping, and that was a big mistake because there's probably not going to be any left. And once again, I can't emphasize enough what a super crowd there is here tonight for this soccer game. And it looks like a lot of student support, more than you might have expected for a Friday night.
Great. I think this is a super crowd. This is the biggest crowd I've ever seen in Norristown's history at any soccer game. We had, I think before halftime, I was mentioning about we had Upper Marion, a different format this year. Last year they had the middle schools play here in the afternoon, and then had Kenrick JVs, and then Norristown and Kenrick JVs, and then the varsity game. This year Mike changed it around a little bit, and we start out with the Norristown Kenrick JVs. And
I think Monastero got kicked there that time, Bob.
I think the referee just blew that call because Monastero was up in the air with control, both hands on the ball. When that ball is in control of both hands, that is his ball. And whatever happens after that, it should be stopped, discontinued. And when he got hit there, that's Norristown's ball. And that's a penalty on the man that hit him, which he is most likely called now because we have a direct kick out. So he had to have a call there.
And of course, that was the result of Bishop Kenrick's corner kick. Monastero came out to defend.
So Mike, I was saying or Jeff, about Mike had to change the format around, and he brought two other teams in here. He had Upper Marion and Cheltenham playing a league game, which is great. And Mike would like to see this grow. He'd like to see a Upper Marion Methacton game, or Methacton PW, or a PW Upper Marion game here next year, and that would be just super to have all those local schools playing here, Roosevelt Field, under the lights. I talked to both him and Fran Rupert and John Blackland before the game, and oh, here we go. Oh, there it is. Oh, they absolutely just blew that.
I'll tell you now, there's a super break for Norristown.
Oh,
Steve Storty knocked that ball out of there, but the Kenrick players just missed the kick. Monastero was beaten. He lost the ball, and Asowitz kicked it by him, and Kenrick just couldn't get a foot on it to put it in.
As you say, Matt came down the sideline and took a shot. It was a weak shot, Monastero misplayed the ball, went through him, and you have two Kenrick players standing there. They just about tripped over the ball. Both tripped over the ball, and the ball went wide. Monastero, I think, is a hurting puppy dog right now. I'll tell you.
I think Monastero took a foot in the back that time. He's really in pain. Look at it.
If they stop the game for him, they have to remove him from the game. If they stop it, he has to put in another goaltender. So that's why the official is not stopping the game. I don't know. Monastero's.
He's
if
really
he's
hurt.
hurting that much, they better get him out of there.
And I think that I don't know if he took a foot in the back or if he fell.
If Blackman comes on the field, he's got to go. And Blackman's on the field. He's on the field. The goaltender has to leave. I'm sorry.
And Monastero's telling him to get off the field. Now Blackman's on the field. Now can Fran Rupert insist that the goaltender be removed, or?
No, I don't think he is. That would depend on if the referee ever beckoned Blackman on the field, and I don't think the referee beckoned him onto the field, so he just chases him off the field. As we say, Kenrick just missed the best scoring opportunity of the game right there.
Clearing kick.
I was saying, all the coaches I talked to here tonight love this. They think it's just great. They think it's super for soccer. They think it's super that something like this goes on in Norristown. And as you and I both can confirm, that the interest has grown just from last year to this year. And I couldn't see it doing anything but continue to growing if they continue to have this every year.
Absolutely. I was impressed with last year's turnout. I mean, I remember when they used to play games at night, Norristown soccer, when I was young, and you used to see a smattering of people here. But, a nice crowd last year, and then this year, just phenomenal.
Kenrick's putting on the pressure again, and they had their opportunities. There's that that is a beautiful cross, and I don't know what the goaltender, or this linesman here on the near side of the field, put his flag up and called something, and he may have called offsides. I'm not quite sure. I think he did.
In any event, it's Norristown's possession.
It's Norristown's ball coming out. Kenrick has really been threatening here in the last couple minutes, and if they keep this up, Norristown will, I'm sorry, Kenrick has really been threatening, and Norristown is going to break if they continue this pressure.
Bob, when I spoke with Mike Roman at halftime, he mentioned that a kick and run type of game, there's a handball. Kick and run type of game benefits Norristown. Yeah, Mike said he was impressed that the Eagles were still tied with Kenrick at halftime. He was expecting more of a difference because of the skill level he attributes to Bishop Kenrick, and he kind of thinks, though, that Norristown might wear down in the second half.
Norristown will wear down?
Norristown would wear down.
Well, I look down at the bench, and when I talk about wearing down, you look at your bench because you always have subs, and you look at Kenrick's bench, it doesn't have the numbers that Norristown does. Now, I realize numbers don't mean a lot, but it certainly means just people you can go to in a pinch. And Kenrick hasn't put that many. I'm trying to sit here and think, Jeff, and I don't remember but 2 subs going in the game.
Yeah, and those were Norristown subs.
So, if they're in any kind of shape, which they are by this time of the season, I know Norristown only has a week of soccer left, so it's at the end of the season, so they have to be in their top shape. Here's thinking about subs. Here comes one in now.
And we've got 28 minutes left to play in this soccer game, and we have yet to see a goal.
Andrew Kelly just came in the game, and whoa. They're starting to bump a little bit out here now. That comes with tiredness and frustration. That's a tired person's play right there, just kicking out of bounds when you're one-on-one. He could have gone right back to the goaltender. There's a trip. It's not called, but there's a shot.
Oh.
No, that's out of play.
And that went off the football crossbar.
And that's out of play.
Yeah, you saw that ball ricochet back into play. Didn't hit the crossbar on the top of the net, hit the goal post.
Also, which is different for soccer, we talk about night games, but it does create some problems sometimes. Now, Norristown has excellent lighting here. and the lights are up very high. A lot of soccer games, if they don't have lights that are up high enough, the ball will go out into the darkness, but that doesn't occur here. And neither coach thought that a night game would be a problem. And this is the only game they play on this field during the year. So the fact that it isn't a problem, they only play one game here, I think that's good.
Another thing I wanted to ask you about, Bob, it's getting a little bit chilly out here. It's probably around 50 degrees. Does that have an effect on the players?
The players or the coaches or the guys in the press box?
Well, I know what the effect is on me. How about the players?
No,
they don't feel it?
None at all. No, the only ones it would affect would be somebody that's been sitting on the sideline and has to come into the game, and if he doesn't stretch out, there's a good chance he could pull a muscle. But the guys, that's a good play. No, I'm sorry. I know he took that whole ball. He took the ball. If you ever had instant replay, you could see that he took the ball and kicked it. And the man then tripped over his leg after he kicked the ball, so that is not a penalty.
Well, I have to back you up on that, Bob. The Norristown defender did hit the ball first, and the trip was incidental. It was afterward, but the official made the call.
This Norristown lines up, and they should take a direct shot right on net. And Eddie just hit that one away. He's frustrated. He's upset with himself. He's kicking the dirt. But that happens to everyone. We had that shootout at halftime, and we had the goaltender or the coach from Springfield High School, Pedro Andrews, come in, and he did another excellent job. We see a couple of the shooters he had this time are a little more skilled. Ray Carbone came back. He just was for his first tryout in Chicago. Did not make the cut, and he's back in the area again. That was another corner kick by Kenrick, and Monastero made a nice save. I put a plug in for Raymond's brother Sal, who played at PW for me last year. He's playing for Nevada Vegas this year, and they are ranked #1, currently ranked #1, and Sal is a starting center forward on the team. And they play San Francisco this weekend, and Ray told me if they beat San Francisco this weekend, there's a good chance that they'll be #1 in the nation, which is really delightful. I think next year we're going to see a heck of a game here, Jeff, because both of these teams, you look at these two teams out there, and you're only going to be missing 10 players, or nine starting players on the team will be leaving, and all the rest of them are going to be back, plus some more. So the skill level should be higher, the intensity should be stronger, and may have an excellent game. Not that this game isn't exciting. There's Kenrick just missed another corner kick, another goal. Kenrick has learned to capitalize on these opportunities.
It seems, Bob, that Norristown's offense has been rather non-existent in the second half.
You're absolutely right there, but it's a team game, and everybody has to work together. And the offense, when they get the ball, they have to control it. The halfbacks have to work the ball up, and the fullbacks the fullbacks aren't clearing the ball out of here either, if you notice. So you can't say it's just the offense; it's the whole team.
Well, I have to believe that sooner or later, if this occurs, Kenrick's going to take advantage, and one of these shots is going to go in.
Yes, I said that. I think I said that earlier. That one of these days, it's just going to happen. I'm watching the game down here, Jeff. I'm sorry. I know I was talking to. You're right. Kenrick's going to score here. If they don't move it out soon, it's just the law of averages, percentages are against Norristown. They're playing with this ball too much in front of their net, and one of the Kenrick players is going to get a foot on it and put it in. They've been lucky so far.
And we've got just under 23 minutes left to go.
You look right now, I think on our monitor, I'm looking at the monitor, and I think there are about 20 ball players in that area of the 18-yard line, which is ridiculous. There's just too many bodies in there. And Norristown doesn't have anybody on offense. They got to move it out. You see them moving out quickly now. Now, oh, all right, okay. I'm not quite sure about FIFA rules, but in Suburban 1, once he left go of that ball, he can't regain possession of it again without a call. So FIFA must be different. Norristown has it up across midfield now. Let's see if they can keep something going. Nice long throw in. We got Heaps going down in the corner. Kenrick puts it out. Maybe Martello will be a little cold down here now. He hasn't moved in so long.
I tell you, it's starting to feel like one of those football games. It's getting a little bit nippy out here.
Long throw in. Oh, Kenrick gets it out. Nice head ball. Now move it to the other side of the field. A lot of missed kicks. That wasn't.
It sure wasn't. Nice play, though, by the Eagles. They've got a shot here. Nope.
That kicks it right to the wrong team.
It's Rob Landis in the game now for Norristown, number 6. Real long throw in.
Now, when you get the grass maybe getting a little damp out there, you're going to see some of these guys sliding. You're going to see the ball skipping when it hits. A little harder to control. The ball's going to get wet, and it's going to be a little more difficult. Oh, I see 3-on-2 here. And we got Eddie Hull, and he took a shot right on net. If he could have brought it out a little further, he had another man charging down there. I think it was number 4. I don't have a number 4 in my program. Yes, I do. Earl Kelly. Earl Kelly must have moved up, or he's listed here as a fullback. But there's nothing wrong with that. You have momentum, you move the ball. A halfback can move right on up in the line. That's important also. Don't stand back and think your position's a halfback. You have to be able to move through, overlap.
And there's Heaps again. I tell you have to be impressed with Ed Hull. He's obviously the premier player on the field tonight.
I like Eddie Hall and I like Jason Kang. So right now I think they're the 2 bright spots on both teams. I noticed they're both 12th graders, so we won't see them next year. But that's the way it should be. The 12th graders should be the experienced ones, the better players. I know Ron Minges, who's a star here last year for Norristown's playing at Bloomsburg this year, and he's doing a heck of a job up there. Made the traveling team as a freshman.
And of course, Ron also doubled as the field goal kicker, extra point kicker for the Norristown football team.
He's not doing that this year. All right, you know this Norristown man-to-man, you'll see wherever a green man goes, a white man runs right alongside him. They mark a man-to-man. The only problem with that is when
what is the red flag signal?
That they just signal the ball went over the end line. We can't see the end line from up here. It's in yellow. So Kenrick has another corner kick, and the way they've been putting them in, you know, right where they belong on the field, 5 and 6 yard line. They're tough. Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, that was a first-time ball, and if he'd have put it in the corner, they wouldn't have stood a chance, but a little bit wide.
Ball had potential. We've got 18:28 left to play in this game. Still scoreless. Getting tired of saying it.
It won't be scoreless much longer. I think one of these teams is going to break out here. Now, I can't play it. Oh, inches.
Oh, off the crossbar. That ball had, a lot of leg in it.
What a shot, huh?
My goodness. And Monastero had no shot at that.
No, I thought that was in.
That ball had to drop another 3-4 inches. It was a goal. And you look like a prophet, Bob.
If it went in, I would have really looked good, huh? Davey Scott back there. I see, now this is what I'm talking about marking. That man ran right by him and he didn't move. He's got to go after that ball. He's a fullback.
I noticed a couple of the Norristown players have blue stripes painted down the middle of their hair. I guess you call that team spirit.
We could call it a lot of things. One thing we could call it is team spirit.
I guess that's opposed to the football penchant recently, and that's to shave the side of your heads and have a mohawk haircut.
Well,
So I guess that's the conservative way of getting a mohawk. I don't know.
I don't know whether I should say anything or not, but I understand that one of the Kenrick players isn't here because he had a mohawk haircut. Oh, here we are. That guy's offsides. Oh, no, I don't believe it.
And I'll tell you, that comes up as a big save by Monastero. Because as you say, Kenrick was offsides there. No call was made, and that goal would have counted, folks.
Well, he kicked it right at the goaltender. He kicked it anywhere but where he kicked it. Either side had been in goal. Norristown, they got two guys hurt. They're both tying their shoes.
Oh, nice pass.
That was. Not too many of them today. There's another one. There's two passes.
Carbone just had that ball too far out in front again.
Yep. That's a nice play. Kenrick is teeing off now, aren't they? Shooting everything.
Yeah, those guys are going after it.
You know, instead of the sudden death, they used to, when I was in playoff games, they used to have what they call a shootout. And I don't know if they do that anymore. Take 5 players to the center of the field from each team and 2 goalies, and you put them out there, and each of them have a penalty shot in the net. You know, the team that comes out with the most penalty shots win the game. We may have to go to something like that tonight. We keep on doing this.
They do that in the MISL, don't they? In the indoor soccer leagues?
They very well could. I haven't.
I know they used to. I think that was something a fan appeal.
Here we are. Oh, Monastero bobbles the ball and to his right, away from the Kenrick player was standing in front of him. He's since he's been kicked a couple times, he's a little bit hesitant about handling that ball now. Or it could be that it's a little wet, one or the other.
Yeah, Earl Kelly was right behind him that time and couldn't jump on the opportunity, however.
Norristown doesn't have any halfbacks. Their halfbacks are back too far. They're so used to being pounded on. They're not coming out now.
That's a good play to work the ball to the inside.
Here we go. Here we go. This could be it.
Tell you, they got back.
Well, they did get back. They're lucky. Offsides.
That was Jeff Beadle in there, and also number 13, I believe, Tom Cunningham. Those guys just got back. They were beaten, folks.
How many times can this happen? Kenrick's going to score one of these times. Number 1, Mike Fredericks is coming in. Number 11 is out. Fredericks just made a nice pass up to Heaps on the wing. Heaps is covered like a glove over there, but he gets away from his man, and then he loses the ball to the other fullback.
Proletariat. And will the excitement never end, Bob?
Norristown, if their fullbacks pulled up the field, they would put Kenrick off sides. It would do themselves a favor, but they're standing so far back.
Well, I think you're right. They're just dropping back.
That's right.
Which allows Kenrick to move further in.
That's exactly right. And if they held their ground and moved forward, they could put Kenrick off sides. But it's something that you have to learn and work together.
I'll tell you, that ball was just too long. Just a little bit too long.
That was a nice try.
Oh, he went to that ball with his hand almost. We got 11:48 left to play, folks, in regulation. We might see an overtime. Now, there's a good play by Norristown, but they lose it right away.
Oh.
I'm a little curious why the Norristown player moved out of that Kenrick player's way.
I guess he didn't want to get hurt. He wanted to see if Monastero could catch it.
Of course, we don't have any official statistics, folks, but Steve Monastero has really been fired upon, especially in the second half, and he's come up on the right side each time.
Well, if you look at the near side over here, Norristown doesn't have a wing. They don't have anybody. And if they got the ball out, there wouldn't be anybody there but a Kenrick person. They're pulling so many people back in there on defense.
And number 12, Kelly, is out there for Norristown, but he's about the only player who's even close to being back. And here comes Carbone back into the ball game.
I think Norristown's got a sub. He's got to start moving some of his players in and out. Some of these guys need a rest.
Yeah,
they need a break.
Steve Storty's coming out right now. He looks like
he looks like he's hurt. Well, he can't do anything by getting some of them out and getting them a rest, especially if they have to go into overtime.
Carbone now.
Now Carbone's fresh now. See how he moved that ball? That's a person that's got a little more spirit, more.
Bob, I'm going to leave you hanging. A little more spirit, a little more.
Thanks,
gee,
Jeff.
let's see.
Yeah.
No problem.
You're all right. You know, he's down here taking vitamin pills. Ain't that Gatorade on the bench? Rested.
Rested. There you go.
Now that's a good play. Norristown kicked the ball back to his goaltender. Nothing wrong with that play at all. It would be interesting to watch this game over again and put a stopwatch on it and see how much time was spent on our right-hand side of the field or Kenrick's offense.
Yeah, very true. We haven't seen the ball go. I don't think Martellus had to make a save in the entire second half.
No.
And we're 32 minutes into that half.
Well, we got it moved now. Let's see what Norristown can do. Can they move? He's made a nice move.
Andrew Kelly's upfield.
And they lost the ball.
As was Mike Frederick, number 1. Well, they can get to that ball first. No,
missed kick. That's it. One move and then get rid of the ball.
But right to a Kenrick player.
Right to a Kenrick player.
There you go. Andrew Kelly.
Now go back to the middle of the field. You got a man open. Somebody's got to talk to him, though. Somebody's got to help him out.
And see, folks, that ball just now went out over the end line. Looks like it's going out when it crosses that white line, but as we mentioned previously, those aren't the lines of demarcation for soccer.
Referees always like to hear about those overtime periods too, because they get bonus money for working overtime.
Oh yeah? Just like we do.
I think he gets a little more than we get up here. See, there's no halfbacks in the middle of that field there. Nobody to control the ball. And that's just a kick. Goalie.
Well, over the sideline.
Oh, Norristown's own fullback put that in. Put it right back in the middle. Who was that? My spot over there. Moose, he's not watching the game.
That's Mike Roman Jr. You know, that figures, huh?
Yeah.
He's doing a super job with the clock, though, tonight, I'll tell you that.
He hasn't had to turn it off but one time.
5:49 in regulation, unofficial time, of course. The officials keep the game time.
What do they want, candy?
Well, the ball's actually in the Norristown's offensive side of the field.
Sure is. Yes, it is.
See what happens.
Go back to time.
A little bit too long on the throw in that time for Norristown.
Well, Norristown has so many people back on defense, I think they forgot about offense. That's a dangerous play.
Well, you're right there. Look at that. Norristown has 6 players already back. It's kind of tough to score when you don't attack, I suppose.
That's exactly right.
Carbone with a nice dribble. Now that ball's supposed to be thrown in from the point that it exits the field, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And a lot of people take advantage of that.
It looked like Carbone was taking a couple extra steps there to me. That's why I brought it up.
As long as the official doesn't say anything, they're going to keep right on doing it, too. Oh, nice hit. That's what Norristown's going to have to do, is just shoot the ball anywhere they get it up there. Oh, look at this, streaking down the sidelines. Now that Norristown player could have just healed the ball. There was nobody else there. He could have just turned it around. Or going back to the goalie. Of course, the safe play is out of bounds.
And it's always easier to look at the play from up here, too. You've got the big picture in front of you.
I don't know what's going on right now. Oh, we got an injured player. I didn't even see him up there.
Jason Kang, number 24. That's a big loss for Norristown.
And he's going to have to come off the field. Some of these guys may start cramping up now that they've been running here for, over an hour. And an hour and what, right now we're looking at almost an hour and 20 minutes. They've been running around here, and body fluids are going to start leaving the muscle tissue, and they get that lactic acid build up, and the next thing you do is you have muscle cramps.
I believe you. In fact, Mr. Elvidge, my 10th grade biology teacher, would be proud of me because that actually made sense to me. So.
As you said, they're going to miss Kang.
And with only 2:48 to play, perhaps Bishop Kenrick can capitalize here to get something on the board and end this ball game.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe he'll be back for overtime if we get into overtime. Almost looks like Norristown's playing for the overtime with all the defense they have back. Monasterio was jumping around back there. The linesman on our side of the field here had his flag up, calling the out of bounds. The referee never looked over there to see. So everything after the linesman put his flag up was immaterial. One thing I'd hate to see right now is a penalty kick. I hate to see this game won on a penalty kick. Somebody inside the 18 making an error, a handball or pushing or shoving, and the team would get a penalty kick. These teams deserve for whomever wins this game to be won on the field during the game. Norristown keeps falling back and falling back. They got to have somebody come out and pressure. We got
Norristown's more or less
running out here,
playing not to lose rather than playing to win. Kelly.
Andrew Kelly out here, but he's by himself. He doesn't have any support.
Nice head. And right back at you. And another one. Oh, missed kick that time. Number 12, Mario Calabrani had a chance to get some leg into that ball. Missed kick though, and we just got about a minute left to go unofficially in this regulation time.
Jeff, this regulation time, is this official?
No, it's not. Absolutely not. But we will go to overtime, it looks like. And I'll tell you, the crowd hasn't left. Everybody's still here for this ball game. And it's really, again, really nice to see all the students here.
Martello touches the ball. Oh, you're right. Time isn't official because we're out here.
And there we go. Oh, about 10 seconds off. That's not too bad.
That's not bad considering who's running the clock.
Oh. And we will play, folks, 10 minutes of overtime. 0-0 tie, Norristown and Kenrick. And while we have a free moment or two, I'd like to mention some folks that contributed to this evening's activities, members of the Soccer Bowl II committee. The advertising and public relations was handled by Lieutenant Frank Ciaccio, or known to most of you as Hank Cisco. The game committee consisted of Catherine Carlin, Matt Mitchell, and Diana Roman. And a thanks to C&E Typesetting of Norristown for the typesetting and layout services. And also representing the Hello Columbus 1992 committee, the general chairman, Frank Cisco, and also executive member of that committee, Manuel Stamatakis, the educational representative, Dr. Irina Sandler, building representative, Ray Butera, and special projects, of course, Mike Roman. Just really briefly, folks, I'd like to give you a bit of an overview as you take a look at the Norristown cheerleaders on your screen. A bit of an overview of what the Hello Columbus 1992 network is all about. It's a non-profit corporation bounded by some common goals. First, it's set up to recognize and honor Christopher Columbus the Discoverer. And of course, the end result of that honoring here in the borough of Norristown is to erect a monument to Christopher Columbus on that site in Elmwood Park. Also, Hello Columbus 1992 would like to encourage solidarity and ethnic interdependence in the greater Norristown community by focusing on this unifying discovery theme. They'd like to, as a subtopic of that, to spearhead a community effort to recognize Christopher Columbus and his 1492 mission, and to take an active part in efforts which promote civic involvement. Another major goal of the committee is to project a long-range view of celebration, which will culminate in the 500th anniversary of Columbus's arrival on our shores. And they'd like to make that special day in October of 1992 a very significant one in the Norristown community. And lastly, and certainly not of least importance, is the committee's goal of underscoring the educational relevance of Christopher Columbus and of discovery. The program is designed to foster projects in our community schools on the discovery theme to inspire youth of our community to understand, to emulate, and to exemplify the qualities of Christopher Columbus, and to offer an annual scholarship to a deserving local student who demonstrates the qualities of Christopher Columbus. And I think you'll agree with me that those are all distinctly worthy causes. And Hello Columbus 1992, the committee members, the people in this community who have rallied behind it, and all the publicity work done by the Times-Herald, the Norristown School District, all of these components have worked to make this a successful organization. And this soccer bowl, which is used to promote soccer in the greater Norristown area, is also being used to help promote Hello Columbus 1992, and for that I think everyone is grateful. All right, we're just about ready to play soccer again.
Well, here we go.
Switch
I hope we
sides.
have a little more interesting soccer here. I don't think we'll see it because of the fact that these guys are tired. They just played two 40-minute halves. We got in 10 minutes of soccer. The only way we'll get out of here any earlier than that is if somebody scores. It's sudden death. So any first goal wins the game. Fran Rupert, third year as coach at Kenrick in the Catholic League, North Division. It's a tough league. But Kenrick, like he said, hopes to improve next year. Next year they're looking for a lot more wins and a lot more scoring out of the team. Norristown, Suburban 1 National, league record are 0-8 this year. They've hung in quite a few games, but as we see tonight, they need a lot more work on their skills. The enthusiasm there, the interest is there, the commitment is there, but they just got to work more on their skills. Carbone has just been pushed to the ground, turn around and direct kick the other way.
And the offender was Ed Hull.
We should see some hustle here, Jeff. These kids know that the next goal wins the game, and they're going to move. We have Norristown with a direct kick right now. This is, if they can hit the right person, maybe we can get something down here.
And once again, of course, they've switched ends, so Norristown will be going left to right on your screen.
It's a long, oh, all right. That's all they needed was a Norristown man down there. All right. Wonder.
Oh, that was nice.
And Hull's got the ball, pushing it forward.
It's got Maloney.
Throw in.
So Jeff Beadle just got rid of that ball.
I don't know whether the goalie announced his presence, but he was way out of the goal that time. He better get back in there because he's going to be out of position. Plays on and he's not in the right position. Kenrick has a corner kick. They've been threatening all night on these corner kicks. I got to predict one here, right? That's the end of the game.
You heard it here first, folks. Oh.
Oh.
I tell you, number 4, Eric Kleinschmidt, got his head in the middle of that one.
He just saved the goal on that one. He's holding his head, too. I think he ran into the lineman. Called a handball.
Handball against
coming
Kenrick.
out.
That's right. All the Norristown players called it.
That's right. They all had the call, too. There's only one problem that you stand there telling the official and you're not playing the ball anymore. You got to play the ball. Let the official call the game.
Nice pass.
There's a handball, too.
Yep.
He called it. He got it. I hear Moose up here yelling, play on. But there's no control on that ball.
7:30 left to go.
I think if Norristown comes out of here with a tie, they got to consider themselves lucky tonight.
Yeah, they've certainly dodged the bullets here this evening. Kenrick, especially in the first part of that second half, really put the pressure on.
They sure did.
And give some credit to Steve Monastero and his defensive players. I'll tell you, there's certainly been enough defensive players tonight because everybody's been dropping back, as we've mentioned.
Turn around. Take it to the net. Nothing wrong with that play. Nothing wrong with that play. Vinny's looking for a penalty there. He got it too. Now what he wants to do is just chip it over that number 4's head and have number 12 put it right in the net. Or 8. We'll take either one of them. There's the chip.
There it is.
It's short. It's right where it's supposed to be. Oh, no.
Still in, up in the air and cleared, I'll tell you. And that was Norristown's best opportunity of this ball game, I'd have to say, just about.
That was it. Yes, offsides.
Nice corner kick, though.
Andrew Kelly did not move back quick enough. He's got to move back after that play comes out. That's what I've been telling the Norristown fullbacks. Don't pull out fast enough to put Kenrick offsides. But Kenrick pulled out and left him standing there.
So we're just about halfway through this overtime. And
nice play. Beat him.
Real nice play.
Oh, he's got to chip it in the middle. He's got to chip it in the middle. Too many dribbles. Too many dribbles.
Oh, no, that's a tough call.
I don't believe that call. He's closer than we are, so I guess. Oh, no. He called, and Norristown's got it. He must have been he was probably overruled by the other official. There's Serini with a long throw, and there's a. Oh, they just can't get it.
Nice toss by Serini. Get the ball to the middle and up.
He's got to kick it right out. That's it. That's what you do.
That's Norristown's ball. Oh. Serini and number 11 for Bishop Kenrick. Kevin Fitzgerald having words down there. I guess that's just a product of this game having gone so long. A little bit frustrating for both teams.
A little frustration.
Well, as you said, Bob, a tie is sort of a moral victory for Norristown, but for Bishop Kenrick, it's just the opposite.
You're absolutely right. There's offsides.
Nice tackle. 3:54 left to go in overtime. Folks on their feet here at Roosevelt Field, as a matter of fact. Could be the fact they're all cold, I don't know, but they're all on their feet.
I got a man hurt in the field here, and I can't figure out what the referee's doing here. The guy's up now.
Number 7 for Norristown, Steve
Stewart. Kick.
And now the 3 Norristown defenders, they're setting up sort of a human wall.
They're trying to set up a wall, but and the guy went for a shot. Oh!
Oh, my. Oh, my. I'll tell you.
Monastero knew it was over, though. You could tell the way he reacted because he didn't go for the ball. He left it ride. He knew.
Looked good from here, I'll tell you.
That's a goalie that knows his post.
Oh, nice play to Hull. Back to Hull. Norristown, oh, nice dribble.
Boys are standing around and watching the game now. They make a nice pass and they.
Nice.
I haven't seen Jason come back yet, have you?
No, I believe he's still on the bench.
Dribble, 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 dribble.
Serini
Dribble,
still got it. He's
dribble.
still got room. Now he wants to get rid of it.
Now get rid of it. Oh.
Wait a little bit too long. There's nobody there now in the middle.
Like you say, it's easier to do it up here.
Right. 2:20 left to go in overtime, folks. Scoreless tie.
There's the first call. He's sending them back, putting them back 5 yards.
I wonder what Mike Roman's going to do with the Louis V. Koss trophy at the end of this game.
That's a good question.
Going to saw it in half?
Well, here we go. Kenrick's another corner kick. We got 1:30 to go. Plenty of time. Plenty of time. If I was a Kenrick coach right now, I think I'd pull. Oh, he is. He's pulling everybody up. He's going for the big one. This is it. He's even got his goalie at about 30 yards. That was their poorest corner kick all night. Now they got to throw in. Leave them all there.
Over the end line, so another corner kick, right?
Another corner kick.
Just what Norristown needed. Another one too far out.
Too far out, yes, sir.
Nice clearing pass.
Oh, that's a break. Norristown's got to pull out. Remember I told you about the fullbacks? They're not pulling out. You see him standing there.
And it's going to be Norristown's ball this time, 6-yard kick.
Well, Norristown's best bet is just slow down right now.
We've only got 32 seconds left to play. Clock running down. We've got about 20 seconds to play. Nice tackle. And coming up at us, Bob.
Yep. And if the clock's official, that's it. No, the clock's on the field. Clock's on the field.
Throw in. They're still playing. And the official hasn't called time yet. And there it is. Game's over.
Right.
And I'll tell you.
You can look at the players. Norristown's jumping around.
That says it all. Norristown players are going crazy about this tie, and Kenrick's hanging their heads. So tells you what a moral victory it is for Norristown to tie Bishop Kenrick 0-0 on a very chilly evening here at Roosevelt Field.
You can, just like you said, I can't repeat it. You can see the Kenrick players are really dejected. They know they played a super game, and they were denied time after time, and Norristown just kept putting up with it and stopping the ball and never broke. They bent, but they never broke. And you got to give Norristown credit for the defense, and Kenrick a lot of credit because of the great offensive pressure they put on. But it was a super game. It was two evenly matched teams that came out and played a nice game, and it was a good soccer game. It was clean. There wasn't pushing and shoving, and we came down to the wire an extra 10 minutes, and still we don't have a winner.
And we're going to stay on the air for just a moment and wait for Mike Roman to make the presentation of the Louis V. Koss Trophy and the Most Valuable Player Awards.
Who do you have for Most Valuable Player?
I still think I have to give it to Eddie Hull for Bishop Kenrick, and for Norristown, I'd have to say Jason Kang or maybe Steve Monastero, the goaltender.
I'm sitting here thinking Steve Monastero myself. The guy came up with a lot of big saves all night long, and he was there. Jason played a nice game, and he was in the middle of the field, but 13, Tom Cunningham. Oh, there's shows you what we know.
Cunningham was given the Most Valuable Player Award. And Mike Roman with the MVP trophy in hand for the Kenrick player. We'll wait for that announcement. Should be coming momentarily. While we have a moment, I'd like to remind you this game brought to you by the Norristown Area School District. And Mike Roman now. And the MVP for Bishop Kenrick, number 6, Matt Anazwez. Now, he played a good game. Defensive player.
Referee, cheerleaders, all players, we're invited to have refreshments down at the flagpole.
Well, Jeff, thank you again for a nice evening.
Bob, my pleasure, and thank you so much for being here. We do these soccer games rather irregularly, and your expertise is certainly, no, really, in all honesty, just fabulous, because my knowledge of soccer is, as everyone probably knows by now, not exactly stellar, but I really appreciate your help.
Well, next year you probably know about as much as I do.
Okay, we'll work on that. Bob, thank you again. Once again, folks, the final score, a scoreless tie. Norristown and Bishop Kenrick here at Roosevelt Field in Soccer Bowl 2. I'd like to thank Mr. Tony Coy, our director and producer for this evening in the Norristown Area School District. Our camera persons, Chad Harp, Denise McCoskey, and Missy Luter. They did a super job for us, and of course, congratulations to both soccer teams. I'm Jeff Brandon. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you next time on Norristown High Cable.
Nice job, Jeff. Super.
We believe you eat right. If you know what's good for you, give us a call. The American Heart Association. We'll fight for your life. Why wait in line with your government check? Get out of line and get direct deposit. Wherever you have your checking or savings account. Come on, get out of line. From Honor Broadcasting System, this is Do you believe these prices? If you've always wanted an adjustable bed but never thought you could afford one, meet the new Craftmatic 2. It's the first Craftmatic adjustable bed available at a flatbed price. Now you can afford that bed that lets you read, chat on the phone, watch TV, sleep and relax at the touch of a button. Now you can afford soothing gentle massage, your own personal heat control, total adjustability, and the rest of your life. Get the facts by mail about the first Craftmatic bed available at a flatbed price. Pick up the phone and call this toll-free number to receive free information. There's no obligation. At last, an adjustable bed at flatbed prices.
Call toll-free 1-800-257-1333. 1-800-257-1333. Call 1-800-257-1333 toll-free. 1-800-257-1333.
Polling team meeting this hour, hoping the ratification vote will end the strike. Fill the ballpark for tomorrow's game. Commissioner Peter Ueberroth announced a tentative understanding reached today between players and owners. News conference is set for 5 o'clock Eastern time tonight. A union source says this package includes concessions in salary arbitration in exchange for increases in owner contributions to the player pension fund. 600 members of the Communication Workers Union are still on strike against Western Union, but 6,500 United Telegraph workers have been ordered back to work after agreement was reached on a new contract.